A mining company can now drill to explore for copper and gold in northern Wisconsin. Greenlight Metals is looking at a 40-acre site in the Chequamegon-Nicolet National Forest, not far from Medford in Taylor County. The deposit there is believed to contain 4 million tons of mostly copper and gold. Last week, the Wisconsin DNR approved the Canadian company's plans to drill up to 8 holes, impacting less than an acre. But the project still must meet additional requirements before work can begin. Once it does, the company has to follow wetlands and waterways protection, erosion control, and endangered resources guidance. Metals like gold and copper haven't been mined in Wisconsin since the Flambeau mine shut down back in 1997. Concerns over pollution related to that mine led to the state's copper mining moratorium. That was repealed in 2017, though, under a law passed by the Republican-controlled legislature.